Thank you.
Jam. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Hooray. Welcome to the DAO call for the 11th of October. I hope everyone's all right this weekend. Digital hugs to anyone who got wrecked. It was quite the experience. But hopefully Gotcha Gang is all good. So we don't have anything happening on Snapshot at the moment, but there was a little bit of discussion in the forums. I just wanted to really bring it up. It's starting with Aavegotchi. That game is just sitting on the sidelines because we don't have any funds assigned for hosting it. And according to Lagan, it's around $1,000 a year to get that hosted and up and running again. So I was just wondering, how do we all feel about maybe getting that funded? I mean, we don't have a DTF or anything of that nature to pull from, so it's just a one-off proposal. I mean, I'm sure we all want to see Strategogy up and running again. It would be very cool to have a little bit more games up on the Aavegotchi DApp, and yeah. So I don't know if we could maybe get some feedback here for Lagan. Maybe we'll see a prop for that coming.
I'd like to see it. The majority, so much work has already been done on it, and if it's you said roughly $1,000 for a year, then it's
yeah, that's what he posted in the chat. So that seems like pennies for a great game, and B, what we've already paid to have it happen. So just seems like a no-brainer that we would want that back up and running, because yeah, I love Strategogy.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like the work's already been done and the cost has already been paid, the majority of it. So it's too bad it probably has to go through a SIG prop and a core prop, because I think we got Dev Connect coming up. There's I believe we're also going to have a presence in Miami in early December for Art Week, Art Basel again. And it'd be nice if that game is live and able to be displayed and played. We should have all our various assets put forward, and that one in particular, because it's like visually distinct. It's the only voxel, well, other than the sandbox experience, it's the only voxel game. So I definitely feel like whatever the fastest way to get it some support for the server costs, definitely in favor.
For sure. And then speaking of like the style of it as well, we have Dropped would be our only 2D visual experience now that we are in the 3D Gotchiverse. So that is another game that I know a lot of people would want up and running again, because again, another awesome game. So
I guess there is some nuance here. Like, I see Dan's message. He said, I don't know why we need to pay like $1,000 more for a game that DAO already paid him for. Yeah, I don't know that it comes down to the details of it. Are we paying it to Lagan, or are we going to assign someone from the DAO to manage paying those bills, like directly? Because maybe the DAO could pay the server cost and really own it in that sense. I mean, own the responsibility. That's what I mean there.
I don't see any issues with that. I think from his message, he said that for just hosting and for his dev to do whatever needed to be done to get it on there, that was the fee. So I don't see any reason why we couldn't pay that directly.
That's cool. I also saw a comment here. I just noticed PG saying the ATF still has some funding available, and says $1,000 ATF could provide that without going through all the props. So
Do we
that's
still have ATF up and running?
PG. Please tell us more.
Is there anyone on the ATF? I mean, I was up late last night watching the carnage, so I can't remember, but I know money was allocated, but whether or not that fits their scope of how they were allowed to do things, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think ATF. I'm rusty myself, but I think it's pretty flexible within its like what it was funded to do. So what reading PGs applies here?
Searching on Snapchat, it's just not what it used to be. No. No. I'm not pulling up the original proposal here for the ATF. But yeah, I guess, I mean, if there's funding already sitting there unassigned, by all means, that would be the quickest, easiest, and most logical move. So maybe we need to get this up and running as a forum thread so that we can hash out the details and work out what is required and where can we pull from, what are our options, and try and get this game back live.
Yeah, definitely worthy of a thread, and it looks like PG can contribute, and a couple people here in the chat and get to the bottom of it.
Let's see, upgrading the ATF.
Dan, don't you think Gotchi miners would play well? I haven't played in a while, but I think that one would work as a mini app, pretty mobile friendly. That would be great. I
Yeah,
believe that
I'm checking the repo again. They did open source it. I think this might be it on GitHub. So if they didn't have any hidden code or stuff that's not on GitHub, could just set an AI agent to investigate and like just chuck it onto a server, and maybe it's that easy. I don't see if they put everything on here. That would be the main question. But when I was chatting with Gotchinomics, he did say I think he just put everything on GitHub. Oh, hell yeah, Nadio.
Nice to see some forging action during the hangout. Nadio, very nice with the Jesse Pollock hair.
Oh yeah, I just had a quick look at Agate 104, and yes, 1,000 Ghost is the maximum allowed to fund server hosting costs, among other things. So I just posted the little excerpt there. So technically we have the funds there, so I guess we just need to iron out the details and who pays who. So maybe we can get Lagan to start a thread for that one. And what was the story with Dropped? What do we need to do to get that up and running again? Does anyone have any idea where that one's at?
I think Slick is still taking care of that and maybe even working on it. Not super sure how much, but Slick would be a good one to talk to.
Yeah, migrating to base would probably be something that needs to be done. But yeah, I guess we need to reach out to Slick and see how that's going. And as you said before, I agree. Gotchi Miner was another one that was lots of fun to play. Seeing that in a mobile form or as it was would be another huge boost to our gaming page. And then we have games of all types there. We have different genres. We have community devs, DAO funded. We have the full range. So I think it would be awesome if we could fill that out again. And then I don't know, do we need to do some sort of like vibe coding mini game type
Yeah, I think
competition again?
when these new sprites come out, that would be really neat.
Be very cool to see, because mini games are always super fun, and you just never know what's going to appear. And those sprites look very cool as well. I'm a sucker for 2D.
Yeah, and it'll go well for any base mini app if we're trying to. Again, we could be days to weeks away from the base app onboarding some of their wait list. They claim to have a 1 million plus user wait list. And so one of the strategies we are trying to position ourselves for is to have as much Aavegotchi products ready as possible to share on the base app and introduce our brand to all the new people that will be coming onto the base app. So if we were to do a game jam, I hear Zonza talking about the Unity SDK, and maybe that can play a role because nothing wrong with Unity. But for the base mini apps, I think it's a little easier to do a lot of the pixel stuff, just a little lighter and mobile friendly. But we should be using all that, use our SDK and everything else to get a little game jam going here sooner than later. Yeah, why not both? Absolutely.
Actually, do you guys know if the base app is going to be on the Ethereum phone? Because that's going to be getting shipped to me like sometime in the next week or two. And I know Limitless said that they are directly integrated onto the Ethereum phone. So having, if the base app is integrated and then access to like, you know, the gotcha games, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think so. I think I think I just saw a post before bed last night. If you're like jogging my memory here, maybe it's Jesse or one of the other base accounts I follow. They're pretty excited to get their Ethereum phone. Dang, you're getting one, huh? No Future?
Yeah,
Twanya's got one too?
Yeah, 600. It was $600 of ETH. The airdrops weren't that good, but they actually added more airdrops. So right now, assuming that yesterday didn't destroy the airdrops, the phone costs $600 of ETH, and I already have an allocation of like $115 of airdrops, and it has a laser, so you can't, you know, lasers.
Cool. Let us know. That's really interesting. I think base will have a role in that.
Why not Thrax?
Well, I'm with Thrax. Why?
That's like the big selling point. It's a hardware wallet. It has like a 48 megapixel camera, so that's cool. But it has a laser. Like that's really where it's at. And also like natively all of these base specific, because it's the Ethereum phone, but it feels like to me that it's like the base phone, because pretty much everything that's on there are base adjacent dApps. Like I know Farcaster is going to be on there. FriendPet is already natively going to be on there. Limitless, like I said. So it's it just makes sense for us to be on there too and have a laser.
There we go. Yeah, I think I saw a video today online, and it does look very cool. That's the one with the fingerprint for proving transactions and everything on the back. Is that the same one, or is that the DGen? Or
Yeah, the one we're talking about is the DGen one, but I don't know if there's a fingerprint. I haven't looked. I just saw laser and I was like, I'm in. The thing is, I don't know if they have a case for it because I'm going to drop that thing.
yeah, from the video I saw, it looked like there's a fingerprint scanner on the back, and that's how you approve your transactions, which seems like a really nice design feature. Very smooth. Consensus is in. We like lasers, it seems. So yeah, I think definitely we need to see if we can get, if we could get Gotchi Miner or any other game kind of as a base app. That would be very, very cool. I think we need to just get some forum threads up and running and see if we can get this up onto Snapshot.
Yeah, maybe it's like the ATF could take on this role, or there's just instead of game by game, it could be like one fund and one, I don't know, team.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, just make sure our
Huge
games are
around.
able to stay online.
For sure. I mean, some of these games were more expensive than others, and it makes absolutely zero sense to just have them sitting on the sideline doing nothing, especially seeing as people like to play them and they were good. So we should be showing off the success of funding games and devs coming together in the community and building. So the ATF, how much did we actually give them? 4,000 per calendar year for gaming pools. Oh, that's just pro. Yeah, I'll have to take another look into it. Yeah, they had 99,500 Ghost back 3 years ago. I don't remember anyone accessing any of those funds, so there's definitely money just sitting there. Clickies invaders.
So who's in the ATF now? It's PG and Slick. Did I see a message?
That I do not recall. Who
I
is
saw somebody
left?
mention it earlier. Yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense. Like if we had a team that was like dedicated to just hosting games from the Aavegotchi side, I mean that would be pretty cool. I don't know how they would be paid or things like that, but protocol side, like if someone was like, yeah, just build the game, we can host it for you. That could be a pretty nice value add. Okay. Slick, PG, Screw,
It would be nice.
Cafe, Mycalium.
Oh, I must be looking at an old list of Mycaliums on there.
On the other hand, like if you are making a game and you don't know how to run a server, maybe you shouldn't be making a game. But I guess, I mean, these days, like it's getting a lot easier than it used to be.
Definitely in the last few months, it's definitely gotten easier too, just to learn any of these new skills or fill in the gaps. But it makes a lot of sense to have a team on this and watching to make sure everything gets renewed at the right time and nothing drops off because someone forgot that the deadline was coming around for renewal. So, I mean, whoever's left on the ATF, looking at some of those names, I'm not sure there are 4 of 7, definitely not from the list I'm looking at. But if anyone was replaced, or we can just get someone new in there to fill in any missing spaces, I think there's definitely probably people in our community that would be willing to sit on that committee. It seems pretty a small time ask workload wise, just a little bit of admin here and there. So I think we should definitely try and get a forum up and running on this one and get the ATF mobile again and get these games back up and running. Would we need a full SIGPROP core prop to replace anyone on the ATF? We probably.
I don't know, but I feel like maybe the ETF can work it out amongst themselves, or can advise on that, how much limits are placed on them for these type of situations. Because some of these people are like just kind of they haven't been active for so long. It kind of is not very good. So we should have some method to fix something if they've just disappeared completely.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, we're not creating new positions, we're just replacing empty spaces on a multi-sig. So, and it's also not got a large budget. I mean, there are restrictions on how much can be awarded to each project or game. So, maybe we could get away with not going through the full core prop, just having a new election to fill any unattended spots, and we could kind of speed run through this.
Yeah, I would love to have as much of our product live to showcase at Dev Connect as possible. We've got what, between the Greetors and Pixelcraft, I think 5 people attending the whole Dev Connect event. It's a very important one. Base has got a heavy presence, and if we are 3-4 games that are ready to be shown off and we just can't host them, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I just post. This is from Agip. What is it? 154. No, Agip 54. Ooh, back in the day. So this was who was originally on. So I don't think we had anything changed to that, but yeah. So I guess we can continue this in the forums and get this sorted out. Let's, like you said, let's get our games back up and running, because they're good. The more we have, the more we can showcase, and it's just a win all around. So the only other topic I had was maybe it is time to take a look at our ETH sell ladder. Maybe it's too soon if we're still recovering from last night, but the ETH sell ladder and those transactions have been set. So do we want to adjust? Do we still feel as bullish as we were when we first set that sell ladder, or do we need to adjust it down a bit? What are people thinking? The thread has been started in the forum from VR Dev, and we can. I don't think there's been any new comments since I last looked. Not yet, but yeah, he only posted that today. So, any thoughts from anyone here? Do we like our sell ladder? I think it is set to sell at 8,000 was our lowest sell point. So 8,000 up to 15.
Is he replacing the sell ladder with a single ETH target limit order? That's how I read it.
That's what he has proposed. But we have a sell ladder in place, so I think it's much more likely that we will just adjust all of the numbers down, if anything, or just leave them as they are. I'm not sure a full one chunk sell would be approved by the DAO, to be fair, but the discussion has been started.
I mean, we do have a lot of ETH that we are earning staking rewards and things on. I guess what's the benefit of just selling it all, trying to end this cycle? is there a plan to buy ETH back later, or is it, what are these funds planning to be used for? I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. We need to just cash it all out, and there's other ways to use that money as well.
So let's see, what did we agree to? I
Like
don't think we agreed
what
anything on what to do with what we get once we sell. It's selling back into USDC and then supplied to Aave, and that was that. So nothing was specified for what this money is for, other than just growing the treasury and then putting it somewhere safe. So that's another thing that could be discussed. Do we have any plans? Do we want to have some stink bids ready for the next time things go belly up? How do we want to play our treasury? And if we do sell at whatever numbers, yeah, what is that money for? Do we want to continue to have a portion actively attempting to grow the treasury? Do we want certain aspects of the DAO funding being funded by certain activities that we're doing? I know this is something Ditchy has touched on with his kind of governance and restructuring conversations as to, do we want to take a more hands-on approach, and let's say have certain positions that are paid? Do we want to have something staked or doing something somewhere that completely funds those positions? All options we have for how we want to play with what we've already got going on.
Yeah, I mean, what's our average price on the buys? Because currently we're up, so we have that. We are definitely up on our purchases, and then I guess what's a sensible amount of up for the DAO to be like, this is good enough? We did, these original sell targets were made a few years ago, and they might have been like, rose tinted glasses that we had on being optimistic about ETH. Now, I personally, like, I'll read this tweet that I saw. It's a look on chain. Bitmine just bought another 27,000 ETH worth $104 million. Tom Lee said that today's dip was a good shakeout and the market is likely to rise in a week. Now, I'm not saying he's right at all. There is an institutional bid here still. And like, so for me, I'm not convinced that it's over, but yesterday I can't say that a liquidation event, because there's estimates that yesterday's liquidation event of 20 billion is actually 10 to 20 times larger and not really seen because of the way Binance kind of obfuscates things. So there probably somebody got blown up yesterday, like a market maker or like a large protocol of some sort. So there is still risk for us here.
But the thing is with this one is retail didn't lose confidence in crypto this time. It was literally just a technical runaway leverage shakeout, like Zbot said. Everything worked. That's the most bullish case for at least one more big leg up, which, I mean, that's what VRDev is saying. Like, let's try to, he thinks that the cycle is basically topping. This is like a trap, or how to phrase it. Like, this is like the last down wave before the fifth wave in the cycle, is what is his thinking.
Oh, like a Elliott
so he's
wave,
like, why
cycle.
should we? Yeah, like this is like the fifth. That was like the fourth wave, or this is like, this wick was like the fourth wave, and then the fifth, the mania top out phase is coming, and he doesn't, he thinks it's not going to go to 8K or whatever the first tranche is.
I mean, will we be opening, like, I'm completely open to the idea of lowering the ladder. I don't think we should sell everything at 5,400. If I didn't read the full thread that he put. I mean, he didn't put much of a thread, but 5,400. If we sell there, we win. If we sell now, we've won. So we got to think about that. But I wouldn't be opposed to just lowering the ladder because we do have, I think, 3 sales, and then by the end of was it 3 sales? We would be left if our sell ladder activated with I think 150 ETH still on our books. So I wouldn't be opposed to laddering up from here to 5,400, but leaving some ETH bag for the DAO, and then we can use with those USDC profits essentially setting up for that productive TVL so that we can earn for the DAO, or setting up some stink bids to buy like a 1,500 or 1K ETH on wherever we want to do that.
Yeah, I think that all makes a lot of sense. I think adjusting the ladder is probably the most likely outcome. Yeah, China's in the same boat. I couldn't see a single lump sale passing or agreeing on a number to do that. But as you said, we're already up, so we're winning. And we just need to see how far do we want to push it. Like you said, that was a long time ago when we made this ladder. Last time we tried to modify it, it didn't get through. And that was modifying it down to 5, 5.5, 6, and 6.5. Or down to the most popular option was 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, and 6.5 KE. So that option 2 on modifying the sell ladder, that was the most popular one at the time, but it didn't pass as a proposal and never made it to the agip. So do we want to revisit this this snapshot proposal as is, or we can discuss different numbers to hit depending on where we think things are going to go after what happened. So I think that's definitely a forum that we want to talk it through.
Yeah, I agree
We
with
do
what
need
VR Dev is
to.
saying, that we're not winning because we haven't secured profits. That is very true. We're just up. So we can
This
make
is
some,
true.
yeah, we just have to move nimbly if we want to do this. The unfortunate thing is that with these, we're going to have to put basically conversation for the next week, and then potentially a SIG prop within, a week, 2 weeks SIG prop, then another 2 weeks for the core prop. So we might not be able to move for, get this in place for a month. So we got to just figure, like, do we still, like, are the targets that we're looking at, do we feel confident they'll be there, successfully in a month? If we are going into the 5th wave, it feels like that should allow us enough time. I've heard people say that, like, basically starting at beginning of October, I had 8 weeks to make as much money as possible, and then a lot of people got wiped out. So, just I don't know what the answer is for 1 month from now, but we would have to consider that the process will take.
November is generally the bullish month in the second half of the year, historically. So I think there's a decent chance that we are. I don't know if it's like the top for this whole cycle, but there's a good chance in November that we're higher than we are right now. So I would be okay with like lowering the ladder a bit, just so we could at least get 1 or 2 cells in. That'd be pretty cool. No, we're not at the top, C-Buy. No, we're not at the top.
So that's 2 discussions we need to have, modify the ladder, yes or no, and also determine what are we actually doing with these funds. We've already decided that they'll be staked on Aave, but we need to work out, do we want to have some of that allocated to being productive, to funding certain aspects of the DAO, to how do we want to roll with these funds and into the future, to keep the DAO up and running and funding and everything tickety-boo. So
yeah, the DAO does need some like working capital. So I think my main question is still how would these profits from the sale be utilized? If it's like for just another season of rarity farming, I'm gonna vote no. on the proposal. So
Well, luckily, it's literally not defined. So where
yeah,
any use of these funds still has to go through its own SIGPROP CORPROP journey. So any profits taken from selling will just be pumped back into Aave and safe until we make up our minds. And VR Dev saying we do not need to define any use for them. It's just about locking in profits.
makes sense.
So definitely conversations to be had so that we can come up with a united plan. So, I mean, anything else? I mean, this is definitely something we can jump into the forums for, so we can get everyone a nice range of ideas and temperature check on how everyone's feeling about all this, and we'll be able to take it from there. As far as a test prop for Snapshot, I don't know. I mean, I think I have no problem posting that community coin proposal to see if anything happens there. There was no
Go for it. Yeah.
huge opposition to it. So I think maybe in the next few days I could attempt to post that up and see what happens.
Yeah, we just got the backgrounds done, so we have bandwidth now to do the coins if you want to do a prop for that. You could do
Cool.
start off with
Were there any more details that needed to be stated explicitly in that, or is it just cool just to post like basically just the
I think
idea?
just the fact that they're not. I think you should have like specific ideas about how to implement it. If you want to DM me some ideas, I can help you work through it.
Cool.
But I think the main thing is that we're not making them it's not a rarity. Like it's like a new category
Yes,
of
they're purely
rarity.
aesthetic. Nothing to do with rarity farming or anything to do with that. So a new category of wearable.
Yep. I gotta jump, friends.
Cool.
Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there.
Oh,
Hit your gotchis.
Oh,
okay.
Zonza. Oh yeah, Zonza.
you're here. Welcome.
Oh, we can put it off next week if you gotta get going, but I could be quick too.
I can stay for like another 5, but it's almost midnight. I gotta head.
Okay,
next.
I'll make it really quick. Okay. Here I'll just share my screen, I guess, quick, and then drop some links in the chat. So I've just been working on a little app.
It is pretty dope
for the past couple of months. Yeah. So here I'll just get these links in the chat so you guys can check it out. Contracts are currently only on testnet. So yeah, this is it here. It's called Gamble. Yeah, so I'll jump into the app. Everything should load up right away. I don't know what's that. That's brutal. You're like demo it and there we go. I just had to refresh the page. Okay, cool. So right now I have like 2 main smart contracts that are live. So there's like a token lottery and then a NFT raffle. Well, those up there. It's just gotta like call the Alchemy API and then render the Aavegotchis because we got a special rendering system for that. So yeah, pretty cool. So I guess I'll start with the lottery. So basically you could create your own lottery game using whitelisted ERC20 tokens. So for this like testnet deployment, I got ETH and then mock USDC, DAI, and Ghost, of course. And then you could do up to a 1-month game. Set an entry fee, like we'll say like 1 Ghost, just because 1's pretty easy to math. Just call it like Ghost Lottery. And then you could choose a risk mode. So it's like really quick, like each risk mode just kind of chooses how basically you're throwing all your money into a pot And then we use Pyth entropy to get a random number and then do a Fisher-Yates shuffle to select winners along a curve. So Aavegotchi gang is obviously very familiar with prize distribution along a curve. So should be pretty easy to grasp. So yeah, there's risk modes balanced where 25% of the people are winners, high risk, and extreme, which is only 5% winners. And I've tested it with up to 500 players and 125 winners, and everything seemed to work great. So yeah, you can make ERC20 lotteries powered by Pyth with Ghost. And yeah, so the way I came up with this is I was just kind of like looking at meme coins, thinking they're like musical chairs games, and I thought, like, why don't I just make like an on-chain musical chairs game where people throw money in a pot and it's like provably fair who wins. And I just kept iterating on that. I've probably like contract like 100 times, but before getting to like what it is now. And yeah, and then so yeah, and then raffle is like very similar. Like it's like a lot of it's really the same as the lottery contract, except it's for NFTs. And then so yeah, you can go in here, create your own raffle. And right now, okay, I gotta switch wallets because I hope you guys don't see my wallet because I just got liquidated. Anyway, it'll take like probably like 10 seconds to load all my NFTs because I got a lot of them. And then it's got to render the Aavegotchis. Here they are. That was actually pretty quick. So yeah, you can see I got the only whitelisted collections right now are fake gotchis, Aavegotchis, and wearables. So you guys like can actually like go ahead and test this all out. I posted a link to I made a little front end for like the mock tokens so you can mint them like a little faucet. And so yeah, you can like test out raffling some fake gotchis. I feel like this will be a really fun way. Some of them don't load. I think it's because they're like MP4s and
Yeah.
But I got all the GIFs and images right now, so that works. So you can just be like, you know, fake gotchi raffles, fakes, and I could say it's like entry fee is 1 ghost, and you know, if 100 people join the raffle, you raise 100 ghost, and then you just take a 2% fee to like I don't know how much expenses are gonna be, and I might lower it or something, but that's what I have it set to right now. But yeah, so basically, if a lottery only gets like one player or a raffle only gets like one, like it'll just refund. But if as long as it a lottery or a raffle has at least 2 players, when the time expires, it'll call Pyth, get that random number, and you can finalize the game. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I just added the game history page so you can see like you know I completed a bunch of test raffles yesterday. You know, did it with 100 players, and I made sure like randomness looks great. Like I think for this raffle was like the 10th entry one, and then another one with 100 players. It was like the 59th player one. And I just like made sure everything looks like we're getting really good true randomness with like so we use the random number generated by Pyth entry. So it's like basically the same thing as Chainlink VRF. And then we just use that as like a seed for a Fisher-Yates shuffle to pick winners. And then yeah, for the raffle, there's just one winner, and then obviously, and then for the lotteries, there's like a distribution curve.
Is the entry like is it like one ghost per entry? Is that how it works?
Well,
can
you
a
could
player
custom.
Can I do like multiple entries?
Yeah, Goobs was saying we should set it up so you could do multiple entries per person, but right now I just had it like set to like 1 entry per wallet. But yeah, I think definitely like I mean it's still on testnet. I could try playing around with like making a ticket system.
As long as like yeah, I was just wondering if each entry is like 1, so you couldn't like sybil it.
Oh, I think it would be possible to add like another parameter when you're creating NFT raffle. It'll be like max entries per person. That wouldn't be too hard, and then I don't even have to do a ticket system.
I mean, people don't exist on the blockchain, and so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Yeah, and like, yeah. I mean, people can still obviously like join from like 50 wallets if they want to take the time to go through all that, but not much you can do about that.
My AI agent's already on it, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty easy to spin that up in Foundry, just like loop through wallets 1 to 50 or whatever. Yeah, I guess that's basically it. I'm just kind of like building in stealth mode right now. Another thing I'm working on is poker, so I might actually have a live demo for that pretty soon. I've been demoing that locally. I don't want to share it yet, but it's not sexy, but we'll get it there and get it all pretty. And then another thing I was working on. So like I was saying, Lotto was kind of like based off musical chairs. Do you remember that? Have you guys ever played this game where there's like a bunch of gummy bears or something in a jar, and then you like guess the number of gummy bears, and the person is so it's something like that except with DeFi. And so I don't want to say too much about it. It should be fun. So yeah, I don't know, just having fun, like making. I'm trying to like just build provably fair on-chain ways to gamble, because I feel like there's like a huge appetite for on-chain gambling, but a lot of the venues for it are just like provably unfair. Like you try to trade on Pump Fun, you're just getting rugged, and there's like the bundle thing where people buy their launch with like 20 wallets. There's so much weird shit on there. Part of my language. But yeah, so just really, I don't know, like if we need a token, if people want a token, I guess like it'd be cool. And like I don't know, I feel like we gotta like kind of like prove the protocol first.
Yeah,
like, get revenue, and if there's like revenue,
that.
and then it's something I'd think about. But right now, it's like not even necessary. It's just like a little niche gambling debt, but we'll see if people like it. It'd be great if you guys want to play around with it on testnet and like jump in the Discord. And like I'm still working on the UI. If you find any bugs like you guys do for the Aavegotchi DApp, like let me know. Profile page I'm still working on. I just figured out how to do like the NFT API and Aavegotchi rendering this week. So this next week I'll probably make like a profile thing where you can save one of your Aavegotchis profile picture and maybe like usernames and stuff. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for having me up, guys.
Cool. Make a post or something on X, and I'll retweet it in the morning, or tell like Golden Cross to retweet it.
Yeah, I don't even know what to post yet. Maybe I could post. I think my mic cut out there. I don't know what to post. Maybe I could post a recording of this call and or something. I don't know. My friend's trying to like make me a demo video or something, so we'll see. I'll DM you.
All right.
So we were
definitely start a forum thread as well, so that we can let you know what's happening with testing and everything, because that looks really cool. I'd love to do some Aavegotchi raffles.
Yeah, we got a Discord going. I think Goobs and Thrax are already in there, so
nice.
Happy days.
If you guys want to help with testing, that'd be huge. I'd love that. And if you got any other ideas I could build, that'd be awesome too.
Yeah, Goobs, like put an announcement together, and we'll put it in small announcements and just let people know about it.
Sweet.
I also recorded your screen share here for the live stream, so we do have a recording of that that you can cut out, like your little demo.
Perfect. Yeah, and you guys can play around. I made like the interactive prize calculator in the docs page, so you can like see how the lottery curves work. And I don't know, maybe Dan's more of a curve expert. Maybe he might have better ideas of how I can implement things.
I do love the curves.
Yeah.
Love a good curve.
Perfect. All right. Thanks so much, guys. I'm gonna jump off stage now.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go as well. Thanks, friends. Cool. Great call, as always.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you all next week.
Yep. Have a great weekend. Peace.
Take it easy, friends.
Ciao.